Well, hi everybody, and good morning to meteorologist Travis Kleneski here on this Thursday morning after a little bit of stormy weather earlier this morning. Most of the thunderstorms have pushed to the east, and in fact, we really don't have much rain in the area this morning. I know Futurecast is showing some light rain across southern Nebraska, eastern Nebraska, but we're not seeing much left at this point here. There are some extra clouds around this morning. It's also a bit foggy this morning. Now, officially, a dense fog advisory is in effect until 10 o'clock this morning for south central Nebraska and north central Kansas, east central Nebraska until 9 o'clock this morning. Many of these areas, the fog's not too bad, but there are some isolated areas of dense fog still sticking around this morning. So let's check out your Futurecast again and break that down as we see the clouds start to give way to more and more sunshine through the day today. If we do see thunderstorm activity, there's a small chance in southeast Nebraska this afternoon. A few models have it, a few don't. And then maybe way up in far north central Nebraska could be a little bit of activity later today or early this evening. Otherwise, the majority of us tonight will stay quiet. We'll see an increase in cloud cover. I'll throw in a small chance of rain in central Nebraska after midnight tonight. It's not a very good chance, though. The best chance will be up in the sandhills of Nebraska. And then as we get into tomorrow, it kind of depends on where you are. Farther southeast, a little more sun. Farther north and northwest, a chance of rain and thunderstorms. We'll back this up and show you one more time what we can see here again. You see that rain, that thunderstorm activity for the northern half of the state, and then also out west a little bit of activity. And a few extra clouds around too. That's going to keep things a little bit cooler in those locations. As we get into tomorrow night, initially most of the activity stays to the north and west, and in fact, most forecast models that I have looked at keep most of this activity in the western third of the state prior to midnight. So this model may be a little aggressive pushing the thunderstorms eastward here, and I'm not really expecting a lot of severe weather, but I would say right now prior to midnight, your best bet is going to be in these locations right here. But it will push eastward later in the night, so the post-midnight time frame we'll see a better chance of rain and thunderstorms. So really what I'm getting at here is it seems like this model's about 3 hours too early with the rain and thunderstorms pushing eastward here. That's what I'm getting from what I've seen with most other forecast models. But we will see some rain, some thunderstorms. The chance of severe weather is not overly high. Still could see a little bit of rain and thunderstorm activity around during your day on Saturday, and there are going to be more clouds around. So it's going to be a coolish day, probably one of the coolest days of the forecast for your Saturday. And after that, we should see drier weather prevail as we head into the second half of the weekend into early portions of next week. Highs today looking wonderful after we get rid of that cloud cover and that fog. Going to warm it up into the 70s. Now, it might stay just a touch cooler in southeast Nebraska and up north to the north and northwest. Some places may struggle to reach 70, but most of us will be well into the 70s with plenty of sun, maybe near 80 there in McCook. Not bad tonight, upper 40s and 50s for overnight lows. Your temperatures tomorrow, cooler up towards the north with the better chance of rain and some clouds around, some 60s up there. The rest of us seeing 70s return for tomorrow. Just maybe a touch cooler than today for the Tri-Cities. And then as we get into tomorrow night, another night in the upper 40s and 50s for Saturday morning there. And then Saturday, probably the coolest day overall of our forecast. We'll see a lot more places in the 60s for highs on Saturday, maybe a few low 70s in the southwest. Some may struggle to 60 up north. So this is probably the worst day of our forecast, and I know I hate to say that when it comes to a weekend day there on Saturday, but you know what? That's the way it is sometimes. You look beyond that, things will start to get even warmer again here. So breaking down those 3 days, again, we had that fog this morning giving way to some sunshine later on today. Small chance of rain tomorrow morning, a slightly better chance tomorrow evening. I'll go with a 30% chance prior to midnight. After midnight Friday night, we jump that up to a 70% chance of rain and thunderstorms, a really good chance. And then during the day on Saturday, I'll go with about a 50-50 chance of rain and isolated thunderstorms. A cooler day Saturday, highs mid to upper 60s in the Tri-Cities. A little chillier, but not cold. A little cooler, though, for Sunday morning and Monday morning. The high on Sunday, low 70s, so it will be a little cooler. And in fact, if you've been watching my forecast over the last couple of days, I've trended that temperature down a little bit for Monday and Tuesday as well. It looks like the warmer air is going to take maybe a little bit more time to push in. That said, I'm not going to complain. Sunday and Monday still looking pretty decent here. Tuesday, a little bit warmer, starting to push those 80s in, and then more widespread 80s on your Wednesday. And now the wind's not quite looking quite as bad for Monday and Tuesday. Still fairly blustery, fairly breezy, but maybe not as strong Monday and Tuesday. A little windier on Wednesday. Beyond that, maybe as early as Wednesday night, but probably more likely towards the end of the week on Thursday and Friday, we may start to see some thunderstorm chances return to the forecast with a little more favorable chance of some severe weather returning as well. And as you look at the long range again, we cool it back a little bit this weekend, but otherwise most days are above average and well above average for the middle of next week here, only slightly cooling down later on next week as those rain chances start to return to the forecast. So there you go. There is your forecast on this Thursday morning. Thank you for watching. If you're waiting on the sun, I promise it will be here soon. We're going to finally see some nicer weather return for today. Until next time, I'm meteorologist Travis Klineski. Enjoy your Thursday. God bless. Bye.